If hard work alone made people rich, laborers would be millionaires. But life doesn't reward hard work alone. It rewards effort that is preceded by insight. Your wealth starts where your thoughts begin. And the same is true for your relationships, your health, and your success. They all rise and fall on the way you think. Nothing in your life changes until your thinking changes. So if you want a shift in your results, you must first shift your thoughts. In this video, I'm going to show you the hidden law behind wealth, work, and success. Have you seen the book Think and Grow Rich? And have you wondered why the title of the book was Think and Grow Rich and not Work and Grow Rich? That means there is a link between your thoughts and your wealth. And that is why many people remain stuck despite the fact that they work hard. The missing ingredient is insight before effort. Wealth begins in the mind. You cannot become what you cannot see. And that is why your mind is the factory while your hands are only the tools. And that is why it's well stated even in the Bible, I will teach your hands to make wealth. God did not promise that he would just hand over wealth to you. Rather, he said he's going to teach your hands to make wealth. And the emphasis is on that word teaching. And of course, you know that teaching targets the mind and not the muscle. So wealth actually starts from your thought. He's going to teach your hands to make wealth. So something precedes your work or something precedes your handwork, and that is your brain work. That is your thought. So your success in finance, relationship, business, or whatsoever starts from your thoughts. It's interesting that Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 10 says that the duller the axe, the harder the work. Use your head, the more brains, the less muscle. That's from the Message version. So there's what we refer to as brain work and hand work or muscle work. So before you put your hand to anything, make sure insight precedes it. It's interesting that many have eyes but they cannot see. While the great teacher was on earth, he emphasized this, that they have eyes but cannot see, and they have ears but cannot hear. And that is it. Opportunities are always present, but only thinkers, those who could see, recognize these opportunities. And that explained a model I read recently by a book written by Sam Adeyemi. That's the book titled Shift, right? In that model, SH stands for see and hear. That you are what you see and you are what you hear. To be candid, you are what you see and you are what you hear, because what you see and what you hear, they affect your thought. And you are the embodiment of your thought. Your thought translates to your habits and attitudes, right? And of course, still in that model, it's when he went ahead to mention insight, and formulate. Now, from what you have heard, right, which forms your thought system, you have an insight, and that is understanding. So you have an understanding of the information or data in which you have, and of course you formulate actions from those insights. Some years ago, someone called me. He was on a job, and when he called me, I told him point blank that he should go and resign from that particular job. And of course, I had to analyze the situation to him. When we did the analysis, he was getting less than 100 naira per hour on the job. It's better he goes for an intern where he even works for free, because while he is working for free, he's learning a skill. And that is insight. He could just decide to continue on that particular job maybe for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But if he could only just change the way he thinks, right? If he thinks long term and not short term. Thinking short term just refers to looking at the advantage you get or at the immediate, the satisfaction you get now. And that satisfaction can stop you from getting the long-term satisfaction. Successful people think long-term. and not short term. If you are able to think long term, you will do well in your business, in your relationship, concerning your finance, and in other aspects of your life. Wealth is always around you, often under your nose, but you need to see. And that was what the Lord was saying, that they have eyes, but they cannot see. Do you know that two persons can see the same thing and analyze it differently? And from their analysis, the two of them, they are going to have different results, despite the fact that they both have the same condition, everything identical to the two of them. And that still boils down to the fact that you are what you think. So if you need a result concerning any aspect of your life, your business, your finance, whatsoever, you only to check how you are thinking about that aspect of your life. Now let's move to the next thing. Thoughts alone cannot give you the result you want. Of course, I mentioned that the title of the book says Think and Grow Rich. And I've also established that even God says He's going to teach your hand to make wealth. Thinking alone cannot result to a physical result. And that's it. Thoughts alone cannot give you the result you want. So action has to follow your thoughts. Thoughts must push you into action. Now your action is guided by a thought. Your action is guided by a plan that is founded upon an insight. That is what I'm referring to. If you want wealth or a great relationship, for instance, you must formulate action on the insight you have gotten. Every idea must be built into this physical world. The thing is that every single idea, there is a travail or a gap between that idea and the physical representation of that particular idea. If you want a result from your thought, you need to put in an action, and that is betting your idea. And come to think of it, betting the result requires labor. You know that when a woman wants to give birth, the woman goes through labor pain, and that is it. Many people have ideas, really, but they are not ready to go through the labor pain to bring that idea into this physical world. So do you need a result in your academics? You need an idea, an insight that works, and then you put in the action that is required. You are not acting aimlessly. You are acting, based on an insight. Just like a tribe in Israel, the tribe of Issachar, it said that they understand the times and seasons. Imagine acting without understanding what is going on at the present time. So you need to understand so that you act smart, you act wisely, and not foolishly. So if you need a particular result in your studies, in your business, in your relationship, of course you need a line of thought. You need to understand some principles to bring such a result, and then you need to act on those insights. In fact, do you even know that even in worship, you need these two ingredients? In fact, in terms of worship, the Bible says that the just shall live by faith. That means that the just, the righteous, they live by faith. And we do know that faith is intangible. But at the same time, that same faith is said to be dead without work. That means the two has to come into play, right? You need faith as intangible, and at the same time, you need to show me that you have faith by your work. It's a simple principle. You labor the mind first, then the hands, and not the other way round. And that still boils down to it. Success in business or life depends on what you can see. Clarity determines progress. Your business moves at the speed of your revelation, at the speed of what you could see, what you could understand. And here's a framework that you need to follow to change your life in whatsoever area that you desire. Number one, train your mind to see. You need to train your mind to see. If you are not getting the right result in that aspect of your life, that means you are yet to see what you are supposed to see. So you need to train your mind to see. There is a story of three individuals that were sent to a particular country where those people, they don't use footwear. And one of them said, well, I can't stay here. These people are poor. That's all he could see. He only saw people that are poor. And he went back with that message to the company because his mind could not see beyond the opportunity that is available. While the second person that was sent saw something differently. He saw a market that if these people don't have footwear, that means we could create shoe manufacturing industry here. Train your mind to see. You need to see around you. Another story is that story of Haggai and the boy. The boy was crying because he was thirsty, and the woman, they have exhausted the water that was with them, right? And the woman kept the boy at a distance and was like, this boy is going to die, right? But when they prayed, Bible says that God heard the cry of the boy. Interestingly, God did not hear the cry of the woman. And you will ask why. Later on we got to see that God did not just provide the water because the well had always been there. All that happened was that the angel told her, can you just look at the well over there? And Bible says that she looked and saw the well. The question is, the well had always been there, but she never saw it. The result you are looking out for, the opportunity and result you are looking out for is already around you. You are not waiting for the future, The future is just calling you for clarity, to understand the steps you need to see. The steps you need to take. So you need to train your mind to see. You have to see. Number 2 in the framework is capture ideas immediately. When an idea comes to your mind, learn to capture it. A good way to capture such ideas is to write them down. Even if the idea is not perfect yet, please write it down. You can always clarify and refine the ideas with time. Filter ideas through purpose. That's the step 3. You need to filter your ideas. The ideas that comes to you needs to be filtered. And one of the ways to actually get ideas is that you have to have time to meditate, to think, and of course ideas also comes from what you have seen, what you have heard, and that is why it's good, it's important, and the emphasis still lies on what you see, what you hear, what you allow come to your mind. And that is why King Solomon said that we should guard our heart, our thought system with all diligence. You are not just to guide it, you are to guide it with all diligence. That means guiding your heart is a big work, and we have to all do it if we want to be successful in whatsoever area of our lives. And step number 4, turn those ideas into actionable plans. You cannot just have the ideas and not act on them. If you have the ideas and you don't act on them, those ideas are good for nothing. They wouldn't do you good, right? But it's until you act on those ideas. Imagine the widow that was so poor that the creditors wanted to take her children away. She came to Prophet Elisha. Oh, prophet, do you know what? The creditors want to take my children away. And what she probably thought was that the prophet would raise an offering to help her. But the prophet asked her, what do you have? I'm asking you too, what do you? And the woman said, I have nothing. Imagine, right? Until she knew that she had a jar of oil. And that is it. She had an idea that she never thought of. Of course, the prophet helped her to turn that idea into actionable plans. So turn your ideas into actionable plans. And step number 5, build consistency until the ideas becomes visible. I tell you, the idea is not going to bring physical results on day one. You are going to stay on it, and that is where persistence and consistency come into play. Don't forget to bet the idea to this physical world. You have to go through the labor pain, and that is the space between your idea and the physical representation of your idea. And step number 6, review and refine continually. This is also very important. Everything you desire, be it wealth, peace, impact, growth, is already around you. You are not waiting on the future, right? The future is waiting on you for clarity. Your business will not rise above what you can see. Your relationships will not go beyond the vision you have for them. Your wealth will not exceed your level of insight. Because once you can think it, you can build it. And once you see it, you can become it. Thank you. Subscribe and turn on the notification for more insight. Thank you. See you some other time.